Now on 4 News Now at 6, a man shoots at a Spokane deputy, then leads police on a wild chase that ends with a bystander being hit by a patrol car.
And more dangerous fire conditions today. I'm tracking heat, fire, and smoke in your First Alert forecast.
The wildfires erupt this afternoon. We have crews in Spokane Valley, West Spokane, and South Spokane County where firefighters battle to keep homes safe. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. We are tracking 3 wildfires that are burning in our area that are forcing families from their homes. All of these fires started early this afternoon. We have teams at each of these fires to give you the most up-to-date information and to keep your family safe. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Since 5 o'clock, we have seen evacuation levels downgraded for the fire burning near Finch Arboretum. Fire crews dropping level 3 evacuations down to level 1. You can see the area is now shaded in green on your screen. We're also tracking the Dishman Hills fire. That's burning in Spokane Valley, as well as the Jennings fire west of Spangle.
And we have team coverage on all these fires. We begin with Jordan Smith, who is live at the Finch Arboretum. And Jordan, things are looking quite different now.
Yeah, certainly a much different scene here on Sunset Boulevard. You know, earlier today we saw smoke billowing out from this area. Now that smoke is really toned down thanks to the urgent response from crews who worked to contain the flames that prompted those evacuation notices that you mentioned earlier on. Now, here's what we know so far is that this fire began right next to the Catalyst building here on Sunset Boulevard, then jumped the highway, quickly growing to what crews estimated to be about 5 to 8 acres. On your screen, you saw the response from the aircraft, 4 Fire Boss planes filling up at Silver Lake and then dumping the water from above, while 2 helicopters filled up their buckets from the Spokane River nearby. Crews tell me that their quick response likely saved the homes that were immediately threatened here in the area.
Once it jumped this other side of the highway, that was the concern. That's when the aircraft showed up, and really that aircraft today is what really kind of saved us. It jumped the highway, it was heading up towards some homes. That's when we put the level 3 evacuations in. But the aircraft really were the changing factor in keeping that from getting up into the homes.
Crews continue to work on these flames here late into the night, but as we mentioned, a much different scene here. Sunset Boulevard now back open, 1 lane in each direction, so really good news there. And we've talked about it all summer, these flames able to just eat through all of these very, very dry conditions, and you can see just all around us very dry fuels that really help propel these flames. Fortunately, crews did get here in a timely manner and were able to mostly contain those. We'll stick around, though, and provide you updates later on in the newscast once we learn a little bit more. Aaron, Kirsten, back to you.
Jordan, thank you for those updates. It has been a hot and dry week with new wildfires breaking out almost every single day.
We're joined now by meteorologist Matt Gray. And Matt, we've been talking with you each day about the conditions, if they're improving, if they are going to help fire crews. What can you tell us today?
Well, today, just like the last several days, it's been so hot and so dry in the afternoons that there really is no big barrier for weather-wise to kind of stop these things from spreading. So that's been the main situation. We're going to look at a long-term, we got to look long-term basically to see if we can find some improvements in our forecast. And that's where we will begin tonight in looking more towards the long-term. And the short-term, friends, well, 90-degree weather, low humidity, erratic winds coming out of the west, sometimes the northwest, sometimes the southwest. And so no wonder there was so much wildfire activity today, just as there has been all week long. Your temperatures even well into the mid-90s in some parts of the Spokane Valley. So it is quite hot weather. Luckily, it looks like things are about to change. We certainly need some rain desperately. Severe drought now has pushed into places like the Blue Mountains, and it won't be long until that drought expands even further into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. The last time most of us saw rain was back on July 10th, but I think we are about to end this streak, which stretches almost a month. Lots of moisture in East Oregon that is going to begin to work its way into the inland Northwest starting tomorrow. Not a great chance of rain for Friday, but as we head into the weekend, oh boy, that changes quite a bit. Really solid chances for real, measurable, helpful rainfall as we head through the weekend and into early next week. which is about the best we can ask for at this time of the year. Coming up, I'll have details on how to plan your weekend around this big change.
Matt, thank you. Also breaking tonight, within the last few hours, evacuation levels have been downgraded for the fire burning west of Spangle. All level 2 evacuations have been lowered to level 1. That means be aware there's a fire in your area. Our Vanessa Perez is live in Spangle tonight. Vanessa.
Well, the road here at Parker and Watt is now open. It just opened a couple minutes ago. We know the fire started somewhere up this road. The Fire District 3 says it was fortunate because air support was already in the area helping out with another fire. Now we know that crews were able to get a handle on this fire very quickly and keep the fire small on such a hot and dry day. Crews on the ground are working on containment, establishing a 10-foot perimeter to then mop up. This will allow them to release resources to be ready for other fires that may start in the county. Evacuations were out of 3. Those have now been downgraded to a 2, meaning be set to leave for people in the Jennings Road area. The fire district anticipates evacuations to drop down to level 1 through the evening as long as the weather cooperates. We know that homes in the area were not immediately threatened, and this fire is expected to be between 3 and 4 acres. The cause of the fire is under investigation. We'll continue to bring you updates as those become available. Live near Spangle, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Vanessa, thank you. Well, fire crews spent the afternoon fighting a brush fire in the Dishman Hills Natural area in Spokane Valley.
Now that fire is 100% contained. Fire crews are still working on hot spots, though. Dishman Hills Natural area is south of I-90 off of Appleway Boulevard, and that's where our Marissa Rio is tonight. So Marissa, you've been covering this fire all afternoon. What are you seeing as far as conditions at this hour?
You could still smell the smoke out here, but earlier you could see smoke coming from the trees behind me. And as you could tell, the fire has died down quite a bit. Fire crews say their goal right now is just to put this fire out 100%. The Spokane Valley Fire Department says they received a call just after 12:30. There were multiple separate small fires, each about 20 to 50 feet in size. Crews were able to get a line around all fires.
We got on scene, immediately upgraded it to a second alarm, which brought in extra resources. Those resources were able to find 5 separate fires.
The fire burnt just under an acre in size. Fire crews now tell me that Appleway should remain open throughout the night. For more information, you can go to our website at kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane Valley, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thank you. And these fires are a reminder that we can be forced to leave our homes at a moment's notice during fire season. It is important that you and your family are prepared. Head to kxly.com/firewatch, where there is a step-by-step guide to create a wildfire action plan and have what you need in an emergency go bag.
Still ahead, a person in Airway Heights shooting at a deputy leads to a high-speed chase that ends with a hole in the side of a building in downtown Spokane. Find out who hit a man standing on the side of the road before the crash. That's next on 4 News Now.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Saving you green.
Global Credit Union got its start right here at Fairchild Air Force Base and now has branches worldwide. We're proud to honor our military members by wearing red on Fridays.
Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed, and 4 News Now is joining Global by inviting you to wear red on Fridays too.
Show your support for the men and women of our armed forces. Tell them and their families thank you for your service and for protecting our future.
Stop by any Global branch and pick up a red pin.
And then remember to wear red every Friday from now until September 11th.
The new double pepperoni Crazy Crust pizza is so nice, we pepperonied it twice. With classic and old world pepperoni, sprinkled with toasted cheeses and garlic parm crust you've got to see in slow-mo. Available for $8.99 only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. It's Super Saturdays at Mississauga Casino Hotel this month. 2 grand prize winners will win $10,000 cash. Now that's super fun. Drawing Saturday, August 12th, and again on Saturday, August 26th. Drawings start at 6 p.m. Play your favorite games and earn entries to win. Mississauga Casino Hotel is the place that treats you right. Learn more at Mississauga.com.
We love to prank the ones we love.
Y'all going to hell.
The Prank Panel, new tonight on ABC.
Want to drive?
Really?
Most of us agree our roads are safer when we put away our phones. But we still have some people to reach. So spread the message. And set the example. Because that's how we make the road a safer place for you and your loved ones. Together, we get there.
Astepro Allergy, steroid-free allergy relief that starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. With Astepro's unbeatably fast allergy relief, you can Astepro and go.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita. Bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
A man who shot at sheriff's deputies and started a high-speed chase with law enforcement is in custody tonight after he crashed his car near a downtown Spokane gas station this morning. You can see where he ended up in that wall. It started with an incident around 12:30 a.m. near Highway 2 in Airway Heights when the suspect shot at deputies who were responding to the call of an argument. No deputies were hit, but according to police, the man then got into a stolen vehicle and erratically drove the wrong way on Highway 2 and I-90, damaging cars along the way, ultimately ending with that car crashing at the intersection of 2nd and Lincoln in downtown Spokane. When police say the suspect in the chase was intoxicated and at points reached 100 miles per hour.
The investigators made a point of telling us no deputies were hurt and no other drivers, but video obtained by 4 News Now shows police actually hitting a person. Here's that video. It's surveillance, and there's a man standing next to that signpost. He seems to be hiding behind it when he sees the chase coming his way, and then you can clearly see the Spokane Police Patrol car hitting him as the suspect crashed into the building. Details they did not initially share. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant joins us live in studio now. And Natalie, you were the one who found out that this person was actually hit.
Yeah, guys, this person is lucky to be okay after being hit by that patrol car this morning. When I spoke with police today, after seeing this video, they said the man did walk away from the scene and denied medical care when they later connected with him. Now, this was the aftermath, though, of that high-speed crash. Law enforcement says the suspect drove the wrong way on Highways 2 and I-90 while trying to get away. At one point, almost hitting police head-on in their vehicles. When he crashed into that downtown building, a SWAT team and crisis negotiators were called. He was eventually arrested. I did talk to a man who said he heard a big crash when it happened.
We heard a bunch of sirens on the freeway, and then we was talking about, well, there's a lot of cops going somewhere, and we heard them this way again, so we came to walk to the corner from the Carlisle, and that's when we heard the big crash.
Well, as you can see there, the hole on the side of the building has now been covered up with plywood. Police say that the suspect was driving close to 50 miles an hour when he crashed into that wall there.
And Natalie, do we know the name of the suspect or what kind of charges he could be facing?
As of right now, we don't know any of those details right now. Law enforcement says the suspect's name won't be released until he's medically cleared and then formally charged. We do know he's looking at several felonies and some potential misdemeanors for the actions this morning. So definitely something we'll keep updates on and let you know as they come forward.
Just incredible video there. Thank you, Natalie. Well, now to a story you heard about first on 4 News Now. We are hearing where suspect Bryan Kohberger says he was the night 4 U of I students were murdered.
According to Kohberger's attorneys, he was out for a long drive, not at the house on King Road. The information came to light in a new court filing posted today. Prosecutors want the defense to provide specifics about Kohberger's alibi and witnesses they plan to call to back it up. But Kohberger's attorney says he was on a long drive like he would often go on late at night and can't specifically prove where. They say also because of the grand jury, they couldn't develop witnesses information that could provide he was not at the King Road house. A judge may require the defense to provide more of an alibi. That and other issues will be discussed at a hearing later this month. You can read more about this and find a link to the exact court filing. It's under our top stories on KXLY.com.
Investigators are still searching for the two people responsible for shooting two teens near Airway Heights. We now know an 18-year-old woman and 15-year-old boy were injured. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says they think there are two suspects involved in the shooting. Law enforcement is still searching for those suspects. If you know anything, you're asked to call Crime Check at the number on your screen, 509-456-2233.
Rose-Howard Supermarkets was ordered to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in back wages and additional penalties related to employee labor issues at stores across the Northwest. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, Rose-Howard did not pay employees for meal breaks less than 20 minutes long and failed to pay evening premium pay, hazard pay, and other violations. The department says this happened at 16 stores in Washington, 4 in Montana, 2 in Idaho, and 1 in Oregon, resulting $350,000 in back pay for 602 employees and 72,000 penalties.
Former President Donald Trump pleaded not guilty before a D.C. magistrate court today. This hearing was in response to the 4 felony charges related to his indictment on election subversion. The court set its next hearing date for August 28th, and at that time, a trial date is expected to be set. Today's hearing was in the same courtroom where many January 6th defendants appeared and were sentenced for committing acts of violence. In his first remarks since his indictment on Tuesday, Mr. Trump complained to reporters the charges were a case of political persecution.
And we are keeping an eye on air quality with all the fire activity around the inland Northwest. We've gotten up into moderate a couple of times, but mostly we have been trending towards the good range. However, that may be changing in the days to come. We'll show you what I'm talking about coming up in just a few minutes.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
When I was little, my friends and I used to build bicycles and race go-karts. When we got older, we rode motorbikes. I always knew someday my family would own a dealership that sold really cool rides that drove fast at great prices. Today, our Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene specialize in selling the very best used vehicles in the region. We know this is a big purchase in your life, and we want you to be proud of where you bought it from.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at GAWon'tWait.com.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Well, I promised I'd talk about air quality, and that's what we are going to do. Seeing occasional moderate air quality across the inland Northwest, despite all the fire activity this week outside of Okanogan County, it has not been a huge issue. However, as we go over the next few days, there may be some areas that have previously not had too many smoke issues may experience that at least temporarily. Here is the smoke forecast as we head into tomorrow morning. Our winds are going to be shifting from out of the west and out of the south to out of the north, and then eventually out of the east. And what this is going to do, number one, in the morning is potentially bring some smoke into the Bonners Ferry area and perhaps even as far south as Sandpoint. And so in the Idaho Panhandle, over the next few days, this is going to be a potential sore spot, is that we may see some downgrades in air quality, especially during the morning hours. And then there's the specter of all these big fires that happened over the weekend in western Montana. And when our winds shift out of the east, well, it certainly could bring some smoke in our direction. But in the mornings in the Idaho Panhandle, the next few mornings, may have to look for more than just a little bit of haze in our skies. As well, we have lightning coming along with this much needed rain, which kind of puts a dark lining on this otherwise happy cloud that we're going to be seeing. So a couple of things that we're going to be watching on the more negative side and what is overall, I think, a positive forecast for the inland Northwest when it comes to just how dry we are and how much we need even just a little bit of rain would certainly help. This is Friday afternoon, and as we look to the south, we're going to be watching for some thunderstorm development, places like the Camas Prairie, the LC Valley, and around the Blue Mountains. And we could even, as we head late into the night, potentially see a couple of storms push their way into the Palouse, but most of the action will be further south. Saturday is when everything changes. We see some rain showers potentially in the morning. That will be great. That really lets that moisture soak in. And then as we head into the afternoon, you can see these more angrier colors here. That's heavy rain from thunderstorms, and so that's when we'll have our risk for lightning, but also when we could see some of our heaviest rain around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene Metro. And we're going to do it all again on Sunday and potentially even see more on Monday. So yeah, quite a change coming up in your forecast. As for tonight, not a lot of changes. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Winds will gust to around 15 miles an hour tomorrow afternoon, and our highs are going to be in the low 90s. So another afternoon, we have got to be really, really careful when it comes to fire danger before the big change as we go into the weekend. A bit adjusting down temperatures day by day in our extended forecast too, and that means cooler, more humid weather. That's something that's really going to help out fire crews, even if you don't get rain where you live.
Matt, thank you. We're tracking big news in the future of local sports. While the Washington State football team is busy preparing for their season, the conference in which they've been a member for almost 100 years is quickly crumbling.
Many schools have already announced their departure, and several others are still mulling over their future. Our Alex Crescenti's been covering the situation closely. He heard from head coach Jake Dickert today. Alex?
Yeah, that's right. The way the situation is progressing right now, it's not good news for Washington State. Many of the large brand name schools are being snatched up by the Big 10, Big 12. And if this continues, it's going to be Wazoo looking on the outside in. The Pac-12 media rights deal has been the topic of discussion for the last couple of weeks now, and that is the lifeblood of the conference, where a majority of the money comes from. If leadership can't get a deal done in time for next year, or if more teams bail from the Pac-12, that's a wrap. And Jake Dickert told us today, we're going to look back on this sport in 20 years and ask, what are we doing?
You know, the old question was, how long would it take TV money to destroy college football? Maybe we're here. Maybe we're here. To think even remotely 5 years ago the Pac-12 would be in this position, it's unthinkable to think that we're here today. And to think that local rivalries are at risk and fans driving 4 hours to watch their team play in a road game and rivalries is at risk, to me is unbelievable. Okay, and I know our place at the table, but at the end of the day, Pac-12 football and Pac-12 brand, man, if we stay together, is really strong and we'll have a strong future. I firmly believe in that.
Now, both the University of Washington and Arizona Board of Regents are meeting tonight to discuss their future of athletics programs, so we'll keep you updated on those two schools throughout the evening. But make no mistake, if the Huskies do leave the conference, there's a real chance the Apple Cup won't be an annual game in the future. In studio, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
Alex, thank you. Coming up, a new law could save you money in property taxes. After the break, 4 News Now's Peter Choi explains who qualifies for this program.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Enjoy all things Huckleberry in Trout Creek, Montana, the second weekend in August. This free event is your destination for good old-fashioned family fun with a parade, live music, a pie eating contest, over 100 local artisans, and much more. Visit huckleberryfestival.com right now for details.
Great Homes of Idaho is having their grand opening August 11th through the 13th in Post Falls. Come in and tour their beautiful model homes by Kit Custom Home Builders, highly customizable with features and options you'll love. Great Homes has been helping customers in Montana create their dream homes for over 25 years. And with their expansion to Post Falls, they would love to help you experience the same. Join them for their August celebration featuring prize drawings and a 20% discount certificate towards numerous upgrades. Only available during this grand opening weekend.
The time to buy is now. Yes, RV show pricing continues at R&R RV in North Spokane. Over 125 RVs are indoors at 525 East Francis. You'll save thousands with rebates and show discounts on Cougar, Rockwood, Montana, Class B vans, and more. Everything show price. You don't want to shop in this heat. Shop over 125 RVs indoors now at R&R RV in North Spokane, 525 East Francis, or online at rnrrv.com.
Despite the cape, Tom here has no actual superpowers. He just entered the Super Sevens giveaway at Northern Quest. Now he's got a shot at $77,777 this month and a Yukon Denali next month. So naturally, he feels super. And we're feeling lucky he's not in a full spandex bodysuit. The Super Sevens giveaway at Northern Quest. Get your free entries daily. Details at northernquest.com.
It's wildfire season, and 4 News Now First Alert weather is more important than ever.
Bone-dry vegetation, lightning strikes, sudden winds. With conditions so volatile and so much at stake, every second counts.
Wildfire warnings to evacuation orders to the all clear. Trust the 4 News Now First Alert weather team to keep you safe.
Alerting you first.
On air, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
Protecting you and your family.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
You don't want to miss the 43rd Annual Trout Creek Huckleberry Festival, August 12th and 13th. Free entry and parking, kid and dog friendly, with a parade, over 100 local vendors, and an auction. Free entertainment and much more. Visit huckleberryfestival.com right now for details.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Wigs.
This is really unprecedented. So this is new territory to have a former president indicted. I'm especially concerned about the appearance that this could be politically motivated and the harm that could cause to our judicial system. And so I think it's really important that he get his due process rights. No one is above the law.
Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rodgers reacting to the news of former President Donald Trump's arraignment on criminal charges this afternoon. The Eastern Washington U.S. representative made a stop at 4 News Now this afternoon. The former president pleading not guilty to new charges from special counsel Jack Smith.
Smith alleges that Trump was at the center of a scheme to overturn his 2020 election loss, which came to a head with the deadly January 6th insurrection. ABC's Justin Finch is outside the courtroom with the latest from Washington, D.C.
Before a federal magistrate judge in D.C., former President Donald Trump entered a not guilty plea to all 4 criminal counts he was charged with by special counsel Jack Smith. ABC News learning that Smith was also in the courtroom. At one point, Trump staring right at him, clasping his hands on the table. Smith indicted Trump on felony charges, including conspiracy to defraud the United States and conspiracy against rights, meaning Trump is accused of stopping people from exercising their right to vote. The judge explaining to Trump he could face more than 50 years in prison if convicted on all 4 counts. Trump was released on conditions including not communicating facts about the case to anyone Trump knows to be a witness unless through counsel or with counsel present. He spoke on the tarmac at a D.C. area airport before heading back to his New Jersey estate.
Well, thank you very much. This is a very sad day for America.
Trump is now set for a pretrial hearing for August 28th in Smith's sweeping investigation, alleging he and his allies plotted to overturn his 2020 election loss to Joe Biden, culminating in the deadly January 6th riot at the Capitol.
The attack on our nation's capital on January 6th, 2021
was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy.
The indictment also accusing Trump of knowingly promoting false election fraud claims and pressuring former Vice President Mike Pence to reject electoral votes on January 6th. Trump's defense team is blasting this latest indictment as an attack on his free speech. But Trump's former attorney general is hitting back, saying free speech does not give one the right to engage in fraudulent conspiracy. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
The CDC now recommends all infants under 8 months old should get a vaccine against RSV. The Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices voted unanimously Thursday to recommend the injection. It will be added to the CDC's childhood immunization schedule once the CDC director signs off. In a second unanimous vote, the panel also recommended certain infants ages 8 to 19 months get a second dose of injection to help them through their second RSV season. That's if they have underlying health issues that put them at higher risk for hospitalization. The CDC director will also have to sign off on that recommendation as well.
4 News Now wants to keep your family safe with the very latest fire evacuation updates. We have continued coverage live from the Russell Fire coming up.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
At Mainstream, we know when your drain backs up, you need help fast. Call today for our $79 drain clearing special. In your neighborhood and ready to serve you when you need us most.
Electrical, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Choose smart. Call the company with heart. Mainstream.
For over 20 years, my dad sold vehicles all over Eastern Washington. To the farmers and ranchers, the firefighters, to the military men and women at Fairchild, and of course, our friends and neighbors. He knew selling great vehicles at a fair price and taking care of the customer would build the foundation for years to come.
It was true then, and it's still true today. You see, we treat everyone like family because we are family.
We want you to like the deal and love your wheels.
When you have over 37 million followers and some of the hottest music, where do you go to ignite the morning? Yes, tomorrow, Madison Beer kicks off your weekend. Only on Good Morning America's Summer Concert Series, sponsored by Hot Tools.
Denver Mattress has always believed in investing right here with American-made mattresses, built with unrivaled quality, and sold at factory direct prices. Because improving your sleep life should always be easy and affordable. And during the anniversary 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every 1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Queen, now only $299.99, plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Still catching feelings, hey. You feel like summer, baby, dancing in the lobby. Still catching feelings for you. Feels for you. Feelings for you. Feelings for you. You feel like summer, baby. Still catching feelings for you.
Start your day with Good Morning Northwest and
Good Morning America.
ET Certified Country Exclusive with Ernest.
Come on, ET, here's my home on wheels.
His life on tour with Morgan Wallen and Hardy.
The Three Amigos, Three Stooges.
Next, ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. 4 News Now Fire Watch coverage.
That fire has grown exponentially.
With resources on TV, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app. Fire Watch coverage to keep you safe. That's what we mean when we say expect more on 4 News Now. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We are continuing to track multiple fires burning near homes in our area and that were forcing people from their homes for a while there as well.
And that includes this fire burning near the Finch Arboretum. Within the last hour, fire crews downgrading evacuation levels from level 3, meaning go now, to level 1, meaning be prepared. Our Jordan Smith joins us now. And Jordan, what have we learned since the top of the hour?
Well, a lot of positive developments out here. For one, we can see that that plume of smoke that was seen pretty much from every corner of Spokane, that's really dissipated now to just a couple of hot spots that you can see on your screen there. But what we have learned, as you said, those evacuation notices, the level 3 go now for everyone living in this area. Those have been dropped to level 1 evacuation, which just means be aware that there is a fire burning. And as for people who live south of I-90, those evacuation levels have been dropped altogether. We still don't really have a cause as what started this fire, but what we do know so far, it burned about 5 acres, and crews still here on the scene working to make sure that this doesn't spread any further. And as we've talked about all summer, with how dry these fuels are, it just takes a spark and a hot spot to really reignite everything and get all those crews back out here. So fortunately, as of right now, it looks like things are pretty mellow. Those crews still hard at work here behind me, but certainly far fewer crews working than what we saw even at 5 o'clock. We'll be around here for the rest of the newscast here, and we'll check back in if there's any updates. But for now, as we said, the good news, things are looking a lot better. Aaron, Kirsten, we'll send it back to you.
Jordan Smith live for us tonight. Thank you, Jordan. And like we've seen all week, Aaron, it just takes a small spark with these conditions. And it really doesn't matter how large it gets. We saw a fire early this week that got to almost 200 acres. But then just yesterday we were nearly 10 acres, and still people were forced from their homes.
And this one about 5 acres, and homes were threatened immediately. And it's because, like Matt has been saying, meteorologist Matt Gray, that is, just hot and dry conditions day after day after day with no rain in sight, and that's starting to change a little bit, Matt.
That is starting to change, but until it does, we're just going to be in this pattern here where every time it heats up in the afternoon, we are going to see some source of fire activity. Our highs today in the 90s. We're expecting another day tomorrow in the 90s, and it has been just breezy enough that we have seen wildfire activity. Speaking of wildfire activity, if you're seeing some smoke in Kootenai County, keeping an eye on a smoke plume here. This is just up to the north of Hayden Lake. This is very deep into the wilderness here, blowing away from the Rathdrum Prairie. But if you are seeing smoke in Kootenai County, that's a new fire here. We're going to keep track of that as we go through the next couple of days. More winds on the way for tomorrow as well. It's not a lot, but it's just enough where it could spread things quickly, especially in some of these suburban areas when it is as hot as it is going to be. Because as we expect, more 90-degree weather heading into tomorrow. And there it is, a high of 90 in Spokane, high of 90 in Coeur d'Alene. More potentially dangerous fire weather conditions. Luckily, a change is finally on the way. We need rain desperately. You can see severe droughts sweeping now, slowly spreading across the region. Look at all this storm activity in our neighbors to the south in Idaho and Oregon. All this moisture is tracking north, and we are going to get some rain out of this for the first time in a long time. We'll show you how that plays out coming up.
Matt, thank you. And it's good that we were able to show that smoke plume happening in Kootenai County. I know that we've gotten a couple of Facebook messages about that at this hour, so we are going to continue to follow that for you here on 4 News Now. And we're also tracking a fire burning in Dishman Hill Nature Area in Spokane.
Yeah, the fire's under control and crews are clearing out hotspots right now. Part of the Dishman Hills that was affected is just south of Appleway, which is in Spokane Valley. Marissa Rio has been there for us most of the day, and she's going to update us on what she knows so far. Marissa.
Crews are still putting out hot spots. There are about 10 firefighters working right now, and they say they will probably remain out here well into the evening. Their goal remains the same: put this fire out 100%. For more information, you can go to our website at kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane Valley, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thank you. We'll be tracking these fires all night. Be sure to download the 4 News Now app. Get the latest information on these fires sent straight to your phone.
We have a consumer alert for anyone who drives a newer Kia or Hyundai model. More than 91,000 of these cars are being recalled because of a fire risk. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the vehicle's fuel pumps could overheat and then start a fire. Affected models include Hyundai's 2023 and 2024 Palisade and the 2023 Tucson, Sonata, Elantra, and Kona. The Kia models include the 2023 and 2024 Seltos and the 2023 Soul and Sportage. The company says affected customers will be notified through the mail between now and September.
In our housing crisis coverage tonight,
Spokane County wants you to know about a new law that could reduce your property taxes.
Now, if you make $50,000 or less, you can get a property tax exemption. This applies to 3 specific groups of homeowners. Peter Choi joins us in studio and explains who's eligible for this program and ways to prepare before next tax year. Peter.
Yeah, as we know, everything these days is more expensive. Even property taxes right now. The people I spoke with tell me they welcome this new change, and because when it comes to saving money, anything helps.
Living in Spokane for decades,
I think it's a good deal. Some guys need it to be able to stay in their house.
James MacArthur says he's happy to hear Washington is changing its property tax exemption.
I might be able to qualify, yeah, because I'm not making that much.
Previously, the exemption started if you made $40,000 or less, and next year it will be $50,000 and under, and it used to be adjusted every 5 years.
So now with this new bill, it will adjust every 3 years.
Spokane County Assessor Tom Konis says the property tax exemption program helps reduce the amount of property taxes you're responsible for, and it freezes the taxable value of your house the first year you qualify.
The nice thing about this program, it is for seniors 61 and older, disabled folks who cannot work, and then also for disabled military that have over an 80% VA disability.
Though the application is for next tax year, Konis says don't wait. Go online and search Washington State Senior Property Tax Relief.
So I went down, property tax exemption senior citizen, and there it is.
It says put your name on the waiting list and check whether you're qualified for the program.
We need tax returns if they have them. We need itemized of the medical deductions because, again, those just aren't all acceptable, unfortunately, under the current law.
This new change may vary depending on the county you live in, so make sure to contact your local assessor's office for further assistance.
And again, the application for property tax relief will start next February, and the public is asked to contact the Department of Revenue or Spokane County Assessor. You can find more information on our website, kxly.com. Live in studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Peter, thank you. Eastern Washington football opened up fall camp today. Why the Eagles have a greater sense of urgency heading into the season.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Weeknights on MeTV. Watch Andy Griffith at 8, The Beverly Hillbillies at 9, and Green Acres at 9:30.
You can find MeTV over the air on MeTV 4.2.
This week on Svengoolie.
An ordinary domestic cat is terrorizing 3 grown-ups.
Way better than cat videos on the internet.
Cat's got a mean streak in it.
It's The Shadow of the Cat on the next Svengoolie.
Saturday night at 8 on MeTV 4.2.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
Weather Alert Days on 4 News Now.
These are days in which we want you to be safe.
With the hot and dry conditions, there is an increased fire risk.
The First Alert Weather Team pinpoints the most impactful and dangerous days, warning you early, on air and online.
Those gusty winds and a lightning strike, that's all it takes.
Here's 5 o'clock. Here's 6 o'clock.
Weather Alert Days, another way we're keeping you safe on 4 News Now. That's what we mean when we say, expect more.
Introducing the pizza so nice, we pepperonied it twice. The new double pepperoni crazy crust pizza from Little Caesars. Picture this: classic pepperoni and crispy curly old world pepperoni, sprinkled with toasted cheeses, finished with a garlic parmesan crust that must be seen in slow-mo to be believed. Holy moly, are you picturing this? Get a large double pepperoni crazy crust for just $8.99. Available all day or hot and ready from 4 to 8 p.m. Only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. When I was little, my friends and I used to build bicycles and race go-karts. When we got older, we rode motorbikes. I always knew someday my family would own a dealership that sold really cool rides that drove fast at great prices. Today, our Cal Superstores in Erie Heights and Coeur d'Alene specialize in selling the very best used vehicles in the region. We know this is a big purchase in your life, and we want you to be proud of where you bought it from.
The 4 News Now Extreme Team back in action. The Northwest Autism Center is expanding into a new space. All these cubicles have to go. The carpet's got to be removed, and we've got a couple of days to do it. It's coming in August. I'm Mark Peterson. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
It's Live with Kelly and Mark. Every weekday morning.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. only on 4 News Now.
Well, take a look at this video. It's of a Boston police officer taking a little bit of a tumble. Oh my good Lord. I don't know if that's a little tumble or not. That's a big tumble down a slide. He must have been cruising. Let's see it one more time. Oh, that's not how you do that.
What happened? I need to know more.
He was injured, but he didn't miss any work, and then the video went viral, and then the mayor's like, they gotta, realize that those slides are made for children, not for full-grown.
But I wouldn't let my kid go on that slide after watching that. That's too fast.
Maybe he just had extra weight, and so it increased his speed.
I don't know. That makes me nervous, Matt.
Oh, man. At least it wasn't sunny. Then he would have gotten hurt and he would have gotten burned by those metals.
Oh, yeah.
We all remember that. We know how it was. All right. Well, speaking of things that are burning, the inland Northwest, we need some rain desperately. Even if it's not a lot, just a little. At least it'll make us feel better, even if the actual impact may be somewhat muted. At least it's better than nothing. Well, we got some good chances for rain for the first time in a long time. And perhaps even more valuable than that is an increase in moisture, because there's also some negatives coming along with these thunderstorms that'll bring us this rain. Of course, lightning. There's going to be new wildfire starts out of this lightning. The question is, how fast will they be spreading in this different weather pattern? And of course, smoke. We're already likely going to see smoke blow in from Montana, blow in from Canada as our winds shift and move around over the next few days, whereas our winds have been pretty consistent out of the southwest over the past several weeks. The big deal is the increase in our moisture in our atmosphere. The higher our humidity is, the less those fires are going to act up. And so with our dew point numbers getting up into the 50s, not only is it going to feel fairly humid when you're getting up in the morning, but that's going to be great news for our fire crews. The higher the dew point number is, the more moisture is in the atmosphere. By comparison, we've been down in the 20s and 30s over the past couple of weeks. Very, very dry. Well, look at this moisture increase here on our graphic as we head into Saturday morning. And Saturday morning around the metro is going to be the first time that we really start to see the potential for some notable rainfall. Before that, not so much. And then as we go through Sunday and even into Monday and potentially as long as Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to keep some of this moisture hanging around, and that means we'll have a chance to continue to see some rain. So no dry thunderstorms we're talking about here. Look at this. This is Friday evening, and you can see some light showers trying to keep themselves going over the Blue Mountains, over the Camas Prairie, in the Lewiston area, perhaps even on the Palouse we'll get a little shower. This is Saturday morning. Once again, not a great chance for rain, as it'll be either very, very light in the morning, but still a chance. I tell you what, that's better than nothing. The best chance for rain comes in the afternoon as these bigger thunderstorms get going. They'll be coming up from the south and from the east, a little bit unusual for this part of the country, but hey, sometimes it takes an unusual weather pattern to give us a hand with fire season this time of the year. And I do think this is going to be far more of a positive than a negative, especially for those areas that do get that brief dump of heavy rain. Cool temperatures, that's going to help out too. Not for tomorrow, though. Another hot day where we have to be concerned again about wildfire danger. Well, hold on a second. I'm going to get you your 7-day forecast. Click the wrong button. There you go. Temperatures in the middle 80s and the low 80s, and not just a day or two, but a long stretch where there are no 9s on the board. So a lot of things looking up, well, except for the temperatures in the forecast.
Thank you, Matt. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
For over 20 years, my dad sold vehicles all over Eastern Washington. To the farmers and ranchers, the firefighters, to the military men and women at Fairchild, and of course, our friends and neighbors. He knew selling great vehicles at a fair price and taking care of the customer would build the foundation for years to come.
It was true then, and it's still true today. You see, we treat everyone like family because we are family.
We want you to like the deal and love your wheels.
Global Credit Union got its start right here at Fairchild Air Force Base and now has branches worldwide. We're proud to honor our military members by wearing red on Fridays.
Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed, and 4 News Now is joining Global by inviting you to wear red on Fridays too.
Show your support for the men and women of our armed forces. Tell them and their families thank you for your service and for protecting our future.
Stop by any Global branch and pick up a red pin.
And then remember to wear red every Friday from now until September 11th.
4 News Now anchor team, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
Hot weather getting the best of your fridge?
Fred's Appliance has them in stock and ready for pickup or delivery. Side-by-sides, French door, or top mount, Fred's has refrigerators in stock and on sale. Some box stores advertise specials but make you wait weeks for delivery.
Fred's has local warehouses so you can get your new fridge today.
See the great buys and huge selection of refrigerators at your local Fred's Appliance.
Fred's Appliance, local like you.
After Advil.
Feeling better?
On top of the world! Before Advil. Advil targets pain at the source of inflammation. When pain comes for you, come back fast with Advil liquid gels.
From the 5 a.m. morning regulars to those gotta fit it in lunchtime rush business goers to the fizzy moms that need childcare so they can just have a little time to themselves. Move Fitness is here for you, serving up the largest variety of workout options in Spokane, with a new location opening soon to provide you the best results for your workout needs. Move Fitness. Join the movement.
Give your day a little Kelly.
Watch Kelly weekdays at 4.
We are a month away from the season opener for Eastern Washington football. The Eagles up to training camp this morning.
That's right. There's a greater sense of urgency within the program this year. Sports Director Julia Minensone tells us why the Eagles are looking to redeem themselves.
There was a whole lot of energy and a whole lot of excitement for the first day of fall camp for Eastern Washington football, and this group needed it. The Eagles are coming off their worst season since 2006. Quarterback Keikoa Vice-Bears says this year's team makes him feel like a kid again.
It almost feels like a field day back in elementary school.
Keikoa Vice-Bears plays football like he's on the schoolyard. He can run, pass, and gives the Eagles a very different look at quarterback than in previous years.
Got a big season ahead of me, so I'm just trying to learn how to be process-driven, smarter on the field, not take losses. We can't do that.
If you ask the Eagles, they took too many losses last year. The team went 3-8. It was the program's worst season in more than a decade. The first day of camp is the first step towards changing that narrative.
Even the new guys came in, they felt the energy that we had last year. We didn't want that feeling again, and it's tough coming off a 3-8 season, saying we want to do this, that, but it just comes stacking days.
Some of the players have been working out together since January, just to be ahead of the curve for the beginning of camp.
There are guys that are older, led from the get-go. We had to restart some things, and that's normal this time of year, but hopefully fine-tune some things and start taking steps forward each and every day.
The Eagles kick off the season on September 2nd against North Dakota State from US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Reporting in Cheney, Julia Minensone, 4 News Now Sports.
Well, college students will be heading back to school for the start of the new school year.
Before incoming freshmen arrive on campus, experts say they should make a mental health plan. Here's ABC's Rena Roy with what students and parents should think about ahead of the school year.
Going to college can be a big life change.
Things are changing academically, making new social connections. Some people are leaving home to go to college.
And Dr. Laura Erickson Schroth at the JED Foundation, a nonprofit that focuses on teen and young adult mental health, says the transition can impact students' mental well-being.
Anyone, even those young people who don't have prior mental health struggles, can have a hard time adjusting.
Dr. Erickson Schroth's advice to those starting college is to think about community and connection, which she says are the keys to good mental health.
If you have friends and family that you're leaving behind and connections to teachers and coaches, you're going to have to reestablish those kinds of relationships. So think about maybe clubs you want to join.
Remember to exercise.
And it doesn't mean you have to join the gym or a sports team. You can do things like yoga, walking, dancing, anything where you're moving your body.
Prioritize sleep.
Sleep really changes when you go to college. You're not living at home with your family where you may have a curfew or a time that you need to go to bed. Now that's all up to you.
And if something's not feeling right, reach out for help. Different schools have different mental health services, and Dr. Erickson Schroth suggests reaching out with questions before difficulties arise.
You can say, what types of therapy are available? How many sessions are there? Are they free? Can I use my insurance?
If students already have a therapist, make a plan to continue treatment to avoid gaps in care.
Are you going to be sticking with that treatment team? So is your therapist able to see you for telehealth sessions? Are they licensed in the state where you're going to school?
Dr. Erickson Schroth encourages parents of first-time college students to make sure their child knows they can reach out if they're having a hard time.
You can never tell your kids that you love them enough. Say it over and over again. Let them know that no matter what's going on with them, they can always come to you.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And if you're experiencing a mental health or emotional crisis, call or text the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline 24/7. The number is 988, and you can speak with a trained counselor for free and confidential support.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
When I was little, my friends and I used to build bicycles and race go-karts. When we got older, we rode motorbikes. I always knew someday my family would own a dealership that sold really cool rides that drove fast at great prices. Today, our Cal Superstores in Erie Heights and Coeur d'Alene specialize in selling the very best used vehicles in the region. We know this is a big purchase in your life, and we want you to be proud of where you bought it from.
Next live from Grownish, Marcus Scribner.
Cheers, Junior. Dad, it's Andre now.
Bro, facts. Plus, it's summer school week.
Watch live tomorrow at 9, right after GMA.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at GAWon'tWait.com.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
The American Golden Couple. Did she hire a hitman to kill her estranged husband? Next in Sun Edition, she's a former cheerleader. He's a former college football hero. Now he's making claims of adultery and the shocking allegations of a murder plot. Then, Trump's Day of Destiny. What we've learned about the tough-as-nails federal judge he will go before. Watch the next in Sun Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
We continue our fire watch coverage tonight. We have been tracking this fire burning right near the Finch Arboretum, and within the last few hours, emergency crews did downgrade evacuation levels. They were at one point asking people to leave their homes, but now they've been downgraded. You see it shaded in green there to level 1. Let's send it back out to Jordan Smith, who's been covering this fire since the very beginning. Jordan?
Yeah, certainly a busy day for fire crews here in the region. The good news is, as we mentioned, things are dying down over here. You can see there's not much smoke anymore. It's dissipated to what you see on your screen there. And the other good news, those level 3 evacuations now down to level 1. We actually caught up briefly with a man who was evacuated from this area. He tells us there was a little bit of panic from people who lived in his building, but they are all very excited to be back. So again, not a lot of action out here, and I think that's really the good news here, Aaron, Kirsten. So we'll send it back to you.
Jordan, thank you.
Well, definitely some good news. I'll add some more good news on top of that, right? Yes, there's going to be some lightning. Yes, the winds may mess with our air quality at times, but overall, we got a chance for rain, and we've got cooler temperatures, and we've got higher humidities, and those, I think, outweigh some of the other things that are going to come along with this big change in our weather pattern.
Not to put you on the spot, but when was the last time we had measurable rain here? I can't think of it.
The 10th of July.
Okay.
So it's been almost a month.
Wow.